The fabric of society is quickly unraveling, and one of the main threads snapping today is the lies being tossed around about marriage. Check out this interview.
Is it wrong to have children out of wedlock? Huh?
Who says it's wedlock?
What do you mean?
Who says it? Who's saying this?
Is it wrong to have children without being married?
What is marriage?
A man and a woman get married.
You mean having a ceremony?
Uh-huh.
So is it okay
Under God. Is that wrong?
Do you get divorced under God or the devil?
I love this guy. I think he's so funny, and yet he's so smart and super unassuming. I just like this dude a lot.
Divorce is that of Satan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But let me ask, is it wrong for men and women to get married and have children?
No, not at all.
Oh, but what do you mean then? What is marriage?
Because I don't know if you've seen the other thing that I sent in, but basically I believe that anytime a man and a woman have sex, you have a child, you guys are married. I don't know, that's my person.
Oh, that's wrong though.
How do you figure?
So you can have sex with sluts, and you can be a slut maker.
But if you have a child with her, then that's your wife.
That's a bastard child.
A bastard child.
Yeah.
These are just terms you're just saying.
No, when you're married, you're doing it under the umbrella of God. When you're not married, you're doing it under the umbrella of Satan, so you don't have a chance.
But in that case, Jesse, it would be no divorce. You can't, God, whatever God is putting together, no man can put asunder.
But most marriages are not put together by God.
But you said they were if you get married.
No, a lot of people get married, but not by God. They're brought together by Satan and their lust.
Now, all this is a super good conversation because a lot of people now especially are talking about, hey, what does it even mean to be married? What does it even mean to be officially wedded to somebody, a male, female? I mean, if I love somebody, right, I'm living to them and we have a child, I mean, we're basically married. Why do a ceremony? For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. The thing about marriage is more than just a spiritual union. It's also a declaration in the society that you live in. You think about, you go in any different country and you have a different rule, you have a different feel when it comes to a wedding happening. But regardless of what it may be throughout history, throughout time, when two people have come together to be married, there has been a special ceremony, a special occasion. Because you're not just getting married before God, you're getting married before your loved ones, before the people in your community, the people that support you and are around you and are for you. It's a declaration that I am choosing this person to be with for the rest of my life. And that person is choosing me to be with her for the rest of her life. Because marriage is never to be broken, only under specific circumstances. So this whole idea of just well, we're married and just verbalizing it, it goes against God's design of marriage being done in the context of culture, society, and your people. You know, we're so disconnected from society and close groups because literally we can move anywhere we want in the world in a matter of days. We can be gone. So you got people all over the place. They don't even have their tribe. They don't even have a close-knit group of people or family. They're just on their own. They don't even know who they belong to. So in many ways, you got a bunch of orphans running around. So of course, they're going to have this orphan mentality of, hey, let's just say we're married. Let's just go and get a place together and have a child. And let's not do a ceremony because it costs a lot of money, but we'll say we're married before God and it's okay. Y'all, that is immature and that is childish. That's not the plan of God. God's plan is for you to commit together for a lifelong covenant in the presence of other people, so there are witnesses, so they can either approve or disapprove of the decision. Because I believe, many people are being set up for failure. A lot of these people that are having sex before marriage, how on earth do you know if that person is not going to cheat on you one day or leave you for somebody else? If they can't be disciplined and wait till your wedding night to come together with you, if they're so busy wanting to get your clothes off, then maybe that's not going to be the best lifelong spouse for you. Or if you're that type of person trying to get your girlfriend or your boyfriend to do something they don't want to do because they believe it's against God's will, well, maybe one day you're going to do something with somebody else because you don't know how to control yourself. And just like this Black Panther, he's saying, okay, why does it even matter? Why does marriage even matter? Why does wedlock even matter? Here's why it matters. This is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. However, each of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Marriage is supposed to exemplify Christ and the church, the man being Jesus and the woman being the church. It is supposed to be a picture of this beautiful union of God with his people being one. It's not to say that the man is God and the woman's not. It's just a picture. It is just something something for the world to see. And that's why the devil hates marriage so much. He hates the church and he hates the union between God and the church. So he wants to divorce the church from God. He wants to divorce man from woman and woman from man. But you see the power. I've seen the power of my own marriage. When my wife and I are one, the glory and the light that resonates from us, that goes forth into this dark world. Anything is possible when you agree with your spouse in union with God. And you don't get the same thing when you're alone. At least I haven't seen it the way I've seen it in marriage. And now about the topic of divorce. Mark 10:9, therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate. This is what the Black Panther quoted. All I know is this: God hates divorce. And yes, Jesus gives certain parameters where somebody could divorce. And yes, Jesus does give parameters that when you could divorce, like for a case of adultery and different things like that. But even then, do you really think like Jesus's goal is for people to get divorced? Or is it to work out these things in their marriage, to grow and to become stronger people? But a lot of people get divorced because of selfishness. I'll say it straight up. A lot of them get divorced because somebody leaves the Lord, or because both people are selfish, or one person is really selfish because their spouse didn't measure up to the expectations they had in their mind when they got married. And let me tell you something, for anyone that's considering marriage or is in marriage having a hard time, you got to die to your expectations. I had a whole bunch of expectations that were not met in my marriage, and same thing for my wife. And that causes trouble and frustration. But I'll tell you something, none of us can measure up to what we want. No one can measure up to what our flesh desires. Only God can satisfy our soul. Not our spouse, not our friends, not our family. You got to get that. And at the very end of the day, you've committed to God to be with that person through good or evil or light or dark or whatever we say during the marriage day. We're committed. Now, of course, if that person wants to leave, I mean, what else can you do but pray and fast and hope that God will change their heart? But at the end of the day, you've committed yourself, even if it's not fun, even if it's hard, because God is looking for us to die to ourselves. And marriage is a beautiful way for that to happen, for our own selfishness to die. Because we're willing to live for another person. We're willing to lay our life down for our spouse and for God. Marriage needs to be transformed in this present day. People need to get the good idea of marriage, what it actually is for. It's not just for your own pleasure. It's far more than that. And so if you think it's all about you, you're not going to get very far in life. And you're definitely not going to get very far in the afterlife. All of these things are going to test you. But you got to look to God and say, God, I give up my selfishness to you right now. I give up my own expectations. Lord, I choose you. I choose you, oh God. I choose Jesus. God bless you. You know, a lot of people out there are having trouble with demons, whether it's in marriage, whether it's in their own individual life, because demons are real. And we know that from the Bible, and people have seen them. People have experienced people possessed by demons. It's in the movies. It's in reality. It's in the culture. But a lot of people don't know about deliverance and spiritual warfare. My company has released 5 amazing audiobooks all about deliverance, all about overcoming the evil powers. You can get one today, even for free, by doing it through Audible. And even if you don't continue with the membership, you can actually keep the book for free. You can literally get a book on deliverance absolutely no cost. So check out a book that you like and experience the truth of Jesus through that audiobook. God bless you.